You're listening to Brandon Boost. Brandon Boost. Brandon Boost. Brandon Boost.
Brandon Boost is a new business and e-commerce driven podcast from Rapid Pack Fulfilment.
Welcome. I'm Ben, this is Leah.
Raw mail strikes.
Yeah, it's temporarily delayed. Depends on when you listen to this. Could be delayed, re-happened, not happened.
I don't think they know, to be honest, what's happening.
Last I heard, as of 1st November, was that the strike is now the 12th to the 14th. Latest insider knowledge, courtesy of wife Posty. So Saturday and Monday is a next strike. Unlikely to stop anytime soon. The two sides are poles apart currently. They're using ACAS to try and be in the middle, but not getting very far. Royal Mail need to modernise a lot. They want to work on, Royal Mail want to work on Sundays. Most posties, unsurprisingly, do not, which I can understand. If you've got family and commitments.
They used to, though, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, they obviously use temps. Royal Mail obviously needs to try and compete with all the other parcel carriers and things, but not easy. And also most posties are used to working early in the morning and finishing early, whereas Royal Mail would like people to work sort of late morning to evening, so they can deliver and collect a lot later. Unfortunately, because Royal Mail's been like that forever, basically, contracts and things are stuck as they are. Royal Mail would like to bring in owner-operator drivers, similar to how Amazon and Uber and all those kind of things work. I don't see them meeting in the middle anytime soon. It does mean that all of the other couriers are looking to pick up their business. DPD, Hermes, every Amazon shipping are all trying to compete and things.
What's the effects of that on e-commerce and business?
I mean, luckily, I think most of the strikes are not adding any uncertainty to the customers, which is generally good because it's not putting them off. It's obviously causing a lot of uncertainty and stress to business owners because you're not sure when these strikes are going to happen, you're not sure how they affect you. They're not simple to understand because they're not necessarily just only collections, they're collections or warehousing or processing or admin, so they're all slightly different. And I think from speaking to quite a few retailers that most are just looking at changing a lot of their business from Royal Mail over the next month or two to other couriers, whether that's permanent or short term, I guess remains to be seen. But listening to the unions and things, they are pushing to cause as much disruption around Black Friday, Cyber Monday and things, and retailers who've had a very turbulent year anyway do not want any more stress.
And it loses trust and things as well, I think.
Exactly. I hope that they can resolve it because, I mean, we as a fulfilment centre really like Royal Mail. The service is consistently one of the best, so hopefully they get there, but I'm not sure at the moment that they will. They do need to compete with the other carriers, but they've also got the added commitment and burden of delivering post, which nobody else wants to do.
Is there anything specific a business can do to prepare for a strike?
Just educate your clients, customers in particular. So, I mean, the main thing you don't want to do is scare them off from buying. Yeah, you've got to be quite careful with the messaging. You do need to educate the end customers of when they will receive their parcel. The last thing you want is negative reviews popping up because they expected it to arrive tomorrow when actually it could be Tuesday, Wednesday. There are services that Royal Mail are doing which they obviously prioritise even through the strikes. They say that they prioritise special delivery above everything, which I've no doubt they do, and we certainly have received special deliveries throughout the strikes delivered by temporary workers, and then it's an order of sort of precedence from their services. So track 24 is the next most priority, track 48 third most priority, and then standard post. I mean, if you are shipping or offering second class, first class post, I would 100% either consider using tracked or educating your customers severely, because I'm seeing delays of at least 7 to 10 days on those kind of parcels.
Wow.
And if you're going around Christmas, things like that, you could have some upset people.
When's Black Friday? It's like the end of November, isn't it?
Yeah, end of November. Because of the way that Christmas falls this year, certainly the couriers are delivering right up until Christmas Eve, but Royal Mail will be delivering, sort of Wednesdays, like the last track day. But with the delays and things, especially if you're shipping post, at the moment I would think that the cut-off for post would probably be 2 weeks before, and even then I wouldn't ever 100% guarantee it. It's just making sure that you sort of educate either a bar across the top of your website or in your checkout page, just spelling out that there could be delays, and then where possible offering another courier. So if they do need it for a birthday present or Christmas present, that they know that the other, not necessarily more reliable couriers, but currently more reliable, are an option.
Shall we talk about the new PM?
Bit of politics.
favourite topic. It's not. Who is
Rishi
the PM?
Who knows by episode 2 about, was it 4 financial secretaries, chancellors, and about 1 million other people. They're currently running out of people. Yeah, as of this morning, they're looking to announce cuts and tax rises. Well, it's completely the opposite of what Liz Truss was going to do, which was going to be spend. I mean, the markets obviously like what they're doing now in terms of it's stable.
But
Ish.
Pretty negative. I mean, if we all remember back to sort of David Cameron and George Osborne, austerity looks like that's coming back, which, you know, we're already borderline recession. It's all a bit negative.
I think people are too desensitised to it though, because when I hear all that, I'm like, all right, okay.
I mean, if you didn't listen to the news, would it make much difference to your day? You would certainly find that some things, if you were paying attention to, you know, food prices and certain things that, you know, your Netflix subscription, that they are going up. There is no sort of getting around that. But I mean, we've been fairly negative since the financial crash in 2008, 2009. It hasn't ever really felt like a boom time in that time.
Someone's boomed though.
Well,
Someone
I mean,
has.
the oil and gas companies are certainly booming. I think BP and certainly announced another 7 billion. So yeah, I mean, Rishi and Jeremy Hunt, Chancellor, you know, I mean, it's obviously stabilised things, which is good. We definitely didn't need any uncertainty. And I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but my mortgage has literally just finished its fixed term and gone up by a couple £100 a month on top of everything else has gone up. Not the most fun, and we as a business, you know, we have big building with heaters and lighting and everything else, so we certainly see it, and so does everybody else. But stability is more important. Businesses can make decisions when there's a bit of certainty. Businesses always want to do well, and I think everyone has to sort of remain as positive as possible.
Not naive though.
No, you shouldn't even be naive and
Take risks.
And it's like on the previous point regarding shipping prices and things, you know, if you're not aware, and it's then deciding, you know, what level of that do you pass on to your customers, and there will have to be, but that's why there's inflation, because everyone's adding prices.
I think as long as there's a margin though, I think that's kind of like the little carrot on the string, isn't it? If there's no margin, then the business is gone.
No, there's definitely got to be an incentive, and everyone wants to sort of see the way out. Is it going to be better in 6 months? Probably not. Is it going to be better in 12 months? Maybe. And we're always working towards that, you know, hoping for the best. Yeah, businesses will always remain optimistic. If we're in a recession, if we're going into recession, that's always a time for opportunity. If you can keep your margins as sort of safe as you can, keep costs as low as you can. Doesn't mean cut marketing, because that can be a big no-no. If anything, you want to go the opposite way. But recessions and things can bring opportunity. It's about building a moat around your business to make your business fairly secure, but it allows you to sort of jump competitors and look at other services and things, but also renew all your contracts and things as well. Could your couriers or your packaging company or energy or your internet, you know, speak to them, and you'll probably find that you can squeeze them for a bit of price as well.
Yeah, definitely try where you can.
Yeah, there's no harm in trying. So yeah, I mean, currently Rishi, who knows by the time we go live.
If there is a recession,
yeah,
which there will be,
probably.
and we are in
We
one,
might already be.
how does that affect this Q4? Like, what advice would you give to people for the Q4?
Yeah, as with most retailers and anything else, Q4 is, you know, the big Q.
It's Q4.
The Q4.
Not Q1, it's Q4.
Q4. Soon to be Q1 again. Yeah, I think you have to park that negativity and just go at it. People will still be spending money. People are still going to buy Christmas presents. Maybe they can afford to buy less. Maybe the value of them is slightly less, but who's to say that they're not going to pick you over somebody else? You know, you still want to be that person, that organisation, that brand at the front and not sort of carrying at the back. All it means is you need to be pushing harder than ever to capture that Q4. Yes, it probably will overall be a less good Q4 than it has been for other years, but overall we've been saying that for years. That's why they bought Black Friday, because it was trying to extend the Christmas period, you know, rather than it all being, if everyone remembers back, only a few years back, you know, it used to all be, well, everyone used to sell massively up to Christmas Eve, and then it was all about, or quickly changed to Boxing Day sales, and then quickly changed to New Year's sales. But it was always very compressed, and if someone's messed up in that time, or another, you know, that's why all these the Christmas TV ads used to be so big. whereas it's dipped a little bit now because you've got Black Friday and then you've got Cyber Monday. Everyone in the industry is trying to keep the sort of excitement rolling. I mean, if you look even in Birmingham now, they're opening the Christmas market in 2 days, so
Wow,
they've brought
it's 2
that
days.
forward quite a bit. It's going to be soon. Half the year is Christmas. That's just the way it's going to be. But yeah, I mean, Q4 is going to be a tough quarter compared to what most people like.
See, I don't know. I'm optimistic. I think this is like the opportunity for UK sellers and things to do like more UK manufacturing and products. And
Well,
things.
yeah, I mean, if they've been doing it already, although it's probably a bit late for this year.
Never too late.
But again, it's things like you say international, like compared to national. Ramp up your advertising just before Christmas when people are running out of time with delivery methods, because if they're shipping from abroad, it's definitely not going to get there by Christmas. So, you know, think about the different messages that can be put out and try and be a bit different. You know, are there other services you can bring out, like gift wrapping? You've definitely got to think outside the box. Be careful just spending all your money on things like Facebook ads and Google ads. If you've been doing that already and it works, that's fine, but watch, because the price will be going up, especially around Black Friday and Christmas. So if you're not careful, again, your margin will be eroded because those prices are going to be going up and up. You're going to be getting less clicks, less conversions for the same amount of money. Don't just cut it, because if it works, it works, but watch it. Email marketing is still highly effective. You know, do that once a week, something like that. Try and get into a rhythm. Go live on TikTok and things like that, which I know we're going to talk about. Just get your face out there. We've
the face of the brand.
There's also Ada from Ada Marketing, which is also our sister company. It's a very prominent marketing technique process. Attention, interest, desire, action. It takes a bit of time for your customers to convert. You know, you've got to capture their attention, you've got to build a bit of intrigue, you've got to sort of show the problem solution, you know, how do you benefit them before they take action. And that whole process could be a matter of days, could be weeks, could be months, could be even years, depending on how big the purchase is. You know, if you're thinking about car sellers, they've been educating people over years so that when they finally get the money, they choose to go for a BMW or an Audi or whatever. There's elements you have to look at. So if you're selling a makeup brand and there's lots of other makeup brands, you've got to sort of educate them on why it's different. How does it help? Does it improve your complexion? Or maybe you've got allergies and things, but they're not going to necessarily believe you just because you put an advert in their face for 10 seconds on Facebook on Tuesday night. You know, it needs to be building up. Make sure that you've got, because you can do this even now, make sure you've got as much pictures on things like Instagram, make sure you've got coverage on TikTok, Facebook, especially if you're using Facebook ads, because, you know, they kind of correlate then. Because people like to do a bit of research on you, all of that really. I think you just need to make your overall persona.
The selling point for brands nowadays is personalising it, so you do need people. I read on LinkedIn, I think, M&S, Marks and Spencer's, they're bringing out an AI influencer, which is weird because there's so many like real people out there. And
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot of AI out there and fake personas.
Yeah.
I was listening just yesterday on the radio about a study that was done where people had to compare between a person and a computer, and they got it wrong 60% of the time.
Wow.
So people are actually not that good at looking. But it does mean that, I think it's just, you just got to be you and get your face out there, because your brand and your competitors are going to be doing the same thing, or using computers to do it, and people are going to kind of be putting all the effort into looking at a brand and a person that's not actually even real.
Yeah, it doesn't build trust. Like Shein, that's another big company. There's no actual like face or like person that you can think of when you think Shein. It's just all like product.
Yeah, I mean, as a smaller brand, as the brand, you are the most powerful marketing tool.
Thank you. That's very kind.
Some of us are just a tool.
What is Rapid Pack?
Rapid Pack is a fulfillment centre that focuses on working with generally smaller but upcoming brands. And what is a fulfillment centre? Because it may just be a centre for you to feel fulfilled.
But
It's more zen, because that's how we try and make our brands feel a bit more.
we are very calm.
A bit more zen, because then they can focus on their marketing and their production and everything else. If I can bring that state of zen, then all the better. But fundamentally, we do order fulfillment, which is picking, packing, storage, shipping, all of that, so you don't have to. So you can focus on growing, storing your product. You haven't got to keep moving your product from storage centre to storage centre, or you're filling your bedroom or whatever it might be. We will handle your storage and scale with you. Our systems will integrate with your e-commerce platforms such as Shopify, WooCommerce, Magento, as well as Amazon, eBay, Not on the High Street, Etsy, TikTok, Walmart, Target, lots of things.
We can make them as well, can't we?
We can also make them ourselves, yeah. So if you want to be a bit different, or working with sort of the newer marketplaces, we can do that. But fundamentally, then the orders come through. It will allocate it to our stock. We will ship it out. We've got late order cut-off so that you can offer, effectively same-day dispatch to your customers. Try and increase your conversion. All nicely integrated, and bringing that state of zen.
I've written down our next thing, Rapid Pack meditation. For the Monday morning or the Friday evenings. What do we think?
Breathe in. Just focus on.
It's like that guy with the guitar.
Yeah, I can't play guitar. That's the only downside on that one.
What's that? That's the bin men.
That is the bin men.
Lovely.
Hopefully this podcast is not trash.
That is, yeah.
Unlike my jokes. But yeah, Rapid Pack is...
Hang on, because the beeping.
Beep, beep. Beep, beep.
It's annoying when you're outside recording because you pick up planes, you pick up like sirens in the next city and things. It's just like the dogs barking.
The other thing with Rapid Pack is that our customers have benefited from our support, but also sort of our account management support. And we offer them things like branding support, marketing assistance, packaging support, which ultimately has brought in real financial benefits to them. So save money on things like shipping and picking and packing, all of that fairly operational stuff. But ultimately they have increased their sales by being able to focus. So quite a few of our brands have benefited from double, triple, quadrupling in sales. And that's just in their sort of first 12 months with us. So I think the next 12 months for them, despite everything we talked about, potential recessions and everything else, they are likely to continue growing. And for us, that is extremely rewarding, seeing those brands do so well. And we would very much welcome any new clients who would like to benefit from our services, support and meditation.
A future podcast.
We would like participants in our podcasts.
Yes. Yeah.
If you've got an interesting story or
Come
services, it's not about me for sure. We just had to get this off the ground.
Are you sure? Like,
This is not the bench.
I mean, you were like kind of nervous and things. You've just rolled with it, so I'm like.
Oh, well, like I said, once I get going, I don't stop.
Just Zen mode.
Like Pringles.
Where can we find Rapid Pack?
Well, physically, you will find us from our headquarters in Albury, currently grey Albury, wet. But you can obviously find us online on rapidpack.co.uk. We are on Instagram. We are on TikTok. We are on YouTube. You can find all of them just by Googling it. Other search engines are available. Or you can just go to our website and sort of scroll to the bottom and click the links, whichever works best. You can get in touch with us by phone, email or WhatsApp.
Or pigeon carrier?
Pigeons.
Or
snail mail.
Telepathic communication. I don't know.
Whichever way you want.
What day are we
incoming
posting?
message. Incoming message.
Well, you're in Zen mode.
It says be quiet.
Okay.
I look forward to our next podcast, episode 2, which will be coming up soon. So listen up. Yes, be sure to listen and subscribe.
Don't talk over Ben, but
Don't talk over me.